We are back from summer break and it is time to go racing here at the Mountaineer GNCC. So lined up, XC3, we're ready to go. And we're starting here in the gravel. As you can see, the couple rows before us were in the grass, but we got this gravel and then off into the grass. So got a pretty good jump there, but as soon as we hit that grass, did a little wheelie, got behind Hunter, and his rear tire took my front tire to the ground. Oh, alright, so we're in about last place now. Alright, gonna make a quick pass here, gonna try to pick off one here in front of us. And there's some dust up ahead though, and luckily the woods were not dusty at all. So they're in fact a little bit slick. So this is really the only dusty part that we're gonna be dealing with, and the rest of the track is primo. Like, obviously some of the rocks are slick, but the track conditions were really good, I think, in my opinion. Like, some people, I'm sure it's gonna say, you know, they're slick, whatever, but the track was awesome. But I think there was, I don't know, I want to say about 15 of us in XC3 this weekend, so we're up to just, I don't know, probably a little under 10th or so, or over 10th. And this is the first gnarly section we come to. There was a line around the bottom to the left, and I should have taken it just to chance it, because, you know, I can't really lose anything at this point. But ended up just following everybody through it, and just kind of, it was a little bit of a mess there, just because everybody was just kind of bouncing through it and everything. But definitely going to try to clean that section up in the coming laps. And as you can tell, the Mountaineer is another gnarly one. Probably not quite as gnarly as Snowshoe, but there isn't those fire roads, those breaks that you get at Snowshoe. So this is pretty much gnarly the whole time, just not quite as gnarly in those sections. So coming through here, we have lost touch a little bit of the pack, and so I'm just trying to make moves to catch back up, and not really getting held up too much, because obviously, like, everybody's pretty fast at these GNCCs, but just like being with that top group is super important to stay with, and if you lose touch with them, it's hard to gain back that traction. So we got to try to make a push here at the beginning before they get too far gone. But as you guys can tell, they're not even in sight. So we're just gonna try to put the hammer down. We cycled the track on Saturday. If you guys haven't seen the vlog video, be sure to go check that out. We included some of the cycling and Saturday stuff, so be sure to check that video out too. But right now it's race time, and we got some catching up to do. So at this point, we are somewhere, I want to say around the halfway point into the first lap, and the sound of the people in front of us, can't hear anything. So I know they're a little ways up in front of us, and it kind of stinks because I know I'm not like catching up super fast or anything. But with that being said, I think we are up to probably 7th, 5th, I don't know, probably 6th or 7th place would be my guess. And so we're gonna let one of the A-class guys by us here. And we're just going to try to follow in behind him, try to take some notes on what they're doing, and keep up with them to maybe tow us right along. But, yeah, we're probably around that 7th, maybe 6th place. Was able to get a couple guys. I know one person was just kind of on the side of the trail. One person, like, looped their bike out on a hill, so they were just trying to kind of pick theirself up and stuff. But unfortunately, I think I had mud on the camera for both of those, but it wasn't super important passes or anything. It was just, I kind of got by them, and is what it is. But now we got somebody to follow, so just gonna try to keep up with that. Alright, quick drink, and we're on to the PM only section. So this trail is pretty fresh, and we're just gonna try to get through it and gain some time. I'm always a fan of the single track at GNCC, so when we get to this, usually it's my favorite part, but you'll see here in a little bit, we've got some surprises coming up for us. So as you guys can tell, the dirt is looking pretty good. Lots of rocks, and the dirt is pretty slick, but you just gotta know where the traction is. You can be aggressive there, and then where the slick stuff is, and be a little cautious and nice and smooth through that stuff. So yeah, just trying to make our way through. Not picking the best of lines right now, but just, you know, not doing bad, but not doing amazing either. So just a little bit frustrated at how the start went as we go down probably one of the biggest hills I've ever gone down. It was steep. You can tell some of the lines, like right here, people just like went straight because they couldn't make the turn. So that hill was a big one. It may not look like it on camera, but it was massive. Alrighty, so another slick spot right here. I know I've said it before, but we've got some gnarly stuff in this place. And this right here was probably about the biggest break that you get, if you want to call it a break. Just a little bit of fire road and pretty smooth, but then again, it was slick, so you had to pay attention. But yeah, we're gonna come through and getting towards the end of this first lap here. So just gonna, man, like I said, we're behind, so just gonna try to keep pushing and hope that these fans cheer me on so I can get a little motivation. So thank you guys for cheering me on. I always appreciate it. Yeah, see right there. So appreciate it. That's what keeps me going. So we gotta keep it going and make some moves here on these next few laps, because we got some work to do. Oh, come on. Get through those rocks. Let's go. So this last little bit of trail, nothing like super hard, but it was all just kind of relentless, like never ending, just kind of rocks. And then once you lose your momentum, it's hard to get it back, or you lose your balance or something, it's easy to just kind of make those mistakes. But we're gonna go through scoring here and get on to our next lap finally. So once again, we got some A guys in front of us, and like we always do, just try to follow them. So we're gonna go through pits here. Once again, another part on the track where you try to breathe, try to just kind of relax a little bit, and get a drink if you need to. Obviously fuel up later in the race, but this time around we're just gonna go through because we're behind still, and we don't want to take that time to do anything. So we're just gonna cruise right on through. Try to keep up with these guys in front of us and keep it going. we're on our second lap here, and usually second lap, it's like, all right, you know where you're going, you know kind of the lines a little bit, and so we're just gonna try to do exactly that, just kind of put everything together, make everything happen, and try to shave some time off and catch up a little bit. So I seen he went to the right, and so I'm gonna go to the left, unlike last time we followed. So had a guy point me kind of straight through here, and it would have been awesome, but I just kind of, come on. Traction broke, and then it was all just downhill from there. That's one of the things on the 125 that is pretty challenging, is you just have to always make sure you got that traction on those slick rocks, and it can be hard. And once that happened, it was all just downhill from there. But we made it through, and on to kind of the next little rocky section here. So once again, it's all about momentum. Keep your momentum, standing up, squeezing the bike so it doesn't just go side to side on us, and make it through nice and smooth. Try to look ahead for good lines like this one, and that way we don't have to ride through all the rough stuff. And so definitely got a good line there, and we're just going to try to keep that going throughout the rest of this lap and the rest of the race. Alrighty, so you know earlier we were talking about the PM only section and the stuff that the bikes only rode, and I was talking about how I usually like it, but this section on Saturday when we were biking the track, I biked the PM only section, got onto the main course, was like, alright, we're good, but I didn't realize there was two different PM sections. So when I get to this on the first lap, I was like, oh geez, but kind of made it through. And then this lap, I see everybody just scattered out. Kill the bike. Oh, come on. Alright, so we just gotta have a good line. No, that wasn't a good line. Alright, so bike is just high centered on a rock. Gotta push it over. Alright, so we made it through that one. Now kind of on to the next section here. So yeah, we're struggling at this point. Heart rate is going through the roof, and I see them kind of messing with stuff here, and I should have went exactly where he was standing, because he just made a good little ramp for us right there, but fortunately he was kind of in the line, so I didn't even see it. But now we're stuck on a route, and we still got some big rocks to go. So I'm currently just huffing and puffing, trying to get through this. Luckily that was the worst of it, and now we're gonna get pointed over here to a newish line, and it's gonna be a lot better than, oh, what are we doing? So at this point I was just beat from what we just went through and wasn't even paying attention. Caught my foot back on that tree, about got thrown over the bars, but we're gonna make it through this section slowly, and luckily we did. But man, that took some juice out of us for sure. Alrighty, so we're on to lap number 3 now, and we're going through that first little gnarly section, and I'm going to try to make it a little bit better this time, and luckily we were able to just kind of stand up through it all and just have a nice flow through it. We had a good line that time, so see, it's not hard when you do the right thing, but as soon as you mess one thing up, it's just dominoes downhill, and that's how you get stuck. So made it through, and we're feeling good now. We got a good momentum going, and feeling like we're rolling pretty good. The bike's working well, so we're gonna try to obviously just continue doing the same thing and hope it works out for us, and hope we can catch some guys in front of us. So right now, I think we're about 6th place. So just kind of slowly, steadily getting our way through the race, and nothing's happened really too crazy yet, other than just getting stuck on that last lap, and having some good lines, having some bad lines, but nothing too crazy. So we're just making it through, navigating this wild trail, and getting through the race. Alright, so we got some mud on the camera, but we have caught up to 4th and 5th place right now. So we've got both of them in front of me, and I don't know if they had any issues or if we were having a good lap. So I think that's what it was, or at least that's what I'm going to tell myself. And so we've caught up to them here, and so now it's time to keep the ball rolling and keep going forward, I guess. And that's what we're hoping for, and that's obviously the goal, is just keep moving forward throughout the race. Alright, so sweet. We're up to 5th now, and capitalized on a little line there, just cutting off a corner. So we made that happen, and now we got another one in front of us. So I'm just gonna try some different lines and see what we can make happen. So it was about this time I was like, all right, we know there's a pretty good line up here to the inside of a corner, and I'm just hoping at this point that he doesn't take it, so we can get by him here. But he's a little ways out there. He's not super close right now, so we got to be right up next to him, just because I know it's not a super great line, but it is obviously better than the main line. So we're just gonna try to get close to him here, and then up ahead try to take that line and hope he doesn't. Alright, so it's just at the top of this hill, and he made a mistake coming out of that corner. So, man, it was close, but we made it happen. So, luckily, we're up to 4th place now. And then, a little ways later into this lap, oh man, we're going through one of those rock gardens, and just snagged my rear rotor, even with the guard on it. Snagged it and bent it real bad. So from there, didn't have any rear brakes. Like, even if I pumped them up, it would not work. So tried to make things happen, but was able just to get back to the truck and swap a wheel out. So obviously that took some time, but we ended the day in 5th. So overall, with all that happened, it was not a terrible day. So we're just going to try to take the positives from this race, and we'll see you guys here next weekend for the 2nd John Pitton, and hope that we have a little bit better luck that weekend. So thank you guys for watching. Be sure to check out my other videos, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video.